is Friday evening and I am just ready to relax and just sit back and read. So today's video, we are going to be doing a reading vlog. I'm going to see how many young adult books I can read in like 5 days. I say 5 days because Lightbringer by Pierce Brown comes out next week. And the moment I get my hands on that book, I will be putting everything else aside. I've already taken days off of work. It's going to be me in that book. But for this video, I do have a stack of books. I have like 11 books here. I'm not going to be able to read all of these books, but I feel like these are the ones I want to pull from, and these books have been on my shelf for a few years now. Some of them I think I got last year. Most of these have been on my shelf for a few years now. So the first one I have is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson, the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm not going to mention what all of these are about up front while I'm introducing them. That will probably take forever. The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. A Golden Fury by Samantha Cohoe. This one is also signed. An Enchantment of Raven. Why can't I say this book? An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Weymouth. Certain Dark Things by Sylvia Marina Garcia. I know this one is vampires, so. The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. Echoes and Empires by Morgan Rhodes. Grim Lovelies by Megan Shepherd. And the last two are library books. I have The Black Queen by Jumata Emill and Finding Her Edge by Jennifer Acapelli. So I'm gonna start with Good Girl, Bad Blood. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna pull from, maybe I'll put them all in like a hat or something and then pull to see which one I'm gonna read after this. Or maybe I'll just be in the mood to read another one. Honestly, I'm just ready to start reading. It is 8:03. And I'm not really gonna time myself. I'm just gonna see how much I end up reading over the next 5 days. It's 9 p.m. and I'm drinking coffee. We will see how much I'm able to sleep tonight. Okay, it is after midnight. It is 12:53 a.m. I'm continuing to read. I'm on page 116 of this book. I am also really sleepy and I kind of am ready to go to bed, but I also want to stay up and read. I don't know. Yeah, I am enjoying this, which is good because I want to enjoy the books that I read right now. It's very key. That's very important. So I am about I am on page 151 in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I end up falling asleep. I'm enjoying it, but I'm also about to take a break from reading. I'm going to the movies, gonna go see Barbie. But afterwards, I'm coming home and, well, I have to go to the store, run some errands. But after that, I'm coming home and I'm buckling down to read for the rest of the day. It's like 11:42. So Barbie is like 2 hours plus the trailers, which will probably be 30 minutes because I'm going to an AMC theater and they love having so many trailers. So Barbie was excellent. Also, I'm going to need Greta Gerwig to do a musical. I don't know if she has plans for one, but definitely gonna need her to do one. But also, I got influenced today. I don't like this. So after I saw the movie, I started to walk around the mall and I saw so many people wearing this belt bag. And I was like, where is that belt bag from? And I was like, oh, I think that's Lululemon. So many people. I saw so many people wearing it. So I had to find a Lululemon at this mall and I had to go look at it, and now I own one. Do I need a new bag? I don't. Okay, I am back home, comfy, and I have read some. Currently on page 234. I think that means I've read 100 pages today, which is great. It's like 8:36. And I'm gonna get back to reading in just a little bit, but I would like to continue. I should probably tell you what I'm doing. I have been cataloging all my books on Libib. I saw someone on Instagram buy a scanner and then scan all their books and, you know, add them on Libib. So I have been influenced this week. What is going on? So I bought one too. Again, I'm apparently easily influenced lately. Yeah, so I bought one. I've done pretty much on these 2 shelves and some other stuff. I have 2 TBR carts over there that I've done as well. I have another shelf over there I have to do. I'm looking forward to that. And I have another shelf over here that I have to do. So I'm on the bottom shelf. I'm not going to do this all night because I definitely want to continue reading, but I would like to do as much of this within the next like 25 minutes, something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Morning. I guess it's still morning. Yeah, it's going on noon, but I did finish Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson this morning. I did enjoy this as a sequel. I think I liked the first book better, but I liked the ending of this one better, I think. So in the story, we continue to follow Pip after the events of what happened in the first book, where we figured out what happened to Andy Bell and Sal Singh. So Pip, she's created a podcast telling that story. And then her close friend's brother ends up going missing. And at first she doesn't want to get involved because of everything that happened before when she was trying to figure out the whole Sal Singh Andy Bell mystery. But when the police decide not to get involved, she figures, you know what, I better get involved because someone needs to before something terrible happens. I did like that this was different in the first, where the mystery happens during the present time. The person ends up going missing, then we're trying to find them before something terrible happens. Something worse happens, I guess you can say, because they go missing. It's pretty terrible. And I like that I got an answer about a character that I had a question about in the first book. I'm glad that thread wasn't forgotten, and I don't have to wait till third book to find out if that question ever gets answered. I will say the middle part does drag a little bit. It does slow down, but this book definitely picks up by the third act. And overall, I think it's a solid sequel, and there is kind of a cliffhanger at the end to leave people intrigued to figure out what's going to happen in the third book. But overall, I think I would give this a 3.5 stars. Now, to figure out which one I'm going to pick up next, because I do have a stack of books here that I need to figure out what I'm going to read next. And I was thinking I would either pick Finding Her Edge, the library book I need to take back, or maybe I would start The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. I've heard that this is very similar to Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and I love Daughter of Smoke and Bone, so I figured, you know what, maybe this is something I want to pick up. But I also thought about Jacoby by William Ritter. I did not have this in my stack to begin with, but I found it again and was like, oh, I want to add this to the stack. I think this is like set, it's set in the late 1800s in New England, and our main character is hired by R.F. Jacoby, an investigator of the unexplained with a keen eye for the extraordinary, including the ability to see supernatural beings. A serial killer is on the loose. It sounds interesting. Maybe I will read a chapter of each of them to see which one intrigues me the most. And that'll be the book that I decide to read. have to run a Target real quick, but I decided to read The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. And yeah, so that's the book I've decided to read next. Okay, I picked up my Target order. Really didn't feel like going inside, so I decided to place an order earlier. I just needed a few things. I needed coffee, I needed to get paper towels, little stuff like that. So not a lot, but I did end up picking that up. And I also decided to order Chipotle, so now I'm waiting for that Chipotle order to be completed at about 10 minutes, and I will pick that up. But in the meantime, I have read some of, what book am I reading? The Girl at Midnight. I almost forgot. I have read some of it, and I am seeing how people see this book to be similar to Daughter Spoken Bone. There's like a different world and you go through doors and stuff like that. But they mentioned something about Firebird, and that made me think of Igor Stravinsky, and now I'm listening to Igor Stravinsky while I read this book. I give a bit of an update. I ate, I watched some YouTube videos, and I read more. So I'm on page 160. I'm on chapter, and it's entertaining. This is an entertaining story. It's nothing mind-blowing, but I am entertained. We have a war happening, and we also have people going on a quest from both sides trying to find something that may stop the war. So I'm pretty much entertained, and I should be able to finish this soon. I did end up downloading the audiobook of it as well from the library, so I've been reading / listening to it on audiobook. So I definitely should be able to finish this soon, and then maybe I'll be able to start another book. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, it's going on 9:30, and I finished The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. I forgot her name for a moment. And I will say that if you haven't just sat back and listened to an audiobook all day, well, I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do, just doing it all in one day, I suggest you do that. It's really relaxing. Now with this book, I looked it up, and I think on Amazon it says for fans of City of Bones and Daughter Spoken Bone, and I was like, yeah, because as I was reading it, I was thinking if City of Bones and Daughter Spoken Bone had a baby, it would be this book. But yeah, I thought this book was okay. The characters were fine, the story was fine. I had a bit of fun, but I think if I had not been listening to an audiobook, I probably would have put it down. Listen to an audiobook, it was fine. It was fine. And I was already there, and I figured, you know what? I want to know how it ends. If you don't know, I'll just give you a quick rundown. This book, we follow like this human girl, and she's been taken in by this race of people, and she gets caught up in this ancient war, and she ends up finding herself in a group of people that are trying to find the Firebird, which would pretty much end the war. At least that's what they say. But yeah, I thought it was fine. It was fine. Now next, it is, like I said, it is 9:30 and I do work tomorrow, but at least I work from home. So I do want to pick my next book at least, because I still have tomorrow and Tuesday to read for this video, for this challenge, I guess. It's Monday. I'm actually tired. But I did last night read like 30 pages of A Golden Fury, and I realized I don't really want to read this. So I switched to The Black Queen by Jumata Emill. So I'm gonna read this. So I figure I might as well close out this vlog. This was more of a weekend reading vlog than a week reading vlog or 5-day reading vlog. I don't know, but I ended up finishing 2 books. I finished Good Girl Bad Blood by Hallie Jackson, the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And then I also finished The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. But I did read some of a couple others. I read about 20-30 pages of A Golden Fury by Samantha Cohoe before I realized I don't really want to read this right now. I feel like with this book I might be more into it when like wintertime comes around, or at least late fall. And then I also read about 50 pages of The Black Queen by Jumata Emill. I did end up renewing this as well as another book that I have from the library, so most likely this will be a book that I read in August. But that is all I have for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys in a new video.